Hi everybody, it's Tommy Maroon here for WCTV. Always a great place to be. We're episode 273 out here for the Tommy Maroon Sports Show. You see it right there on your screen, folks. Anyways, let's look at the Cleveland Cavaliers because that season is over in the regular season, but the fun isn't over yet. Donovan Mitchell right there led the Cavs to a 64-18 record, second best record the Cavs have ever had. Only the 2009 Cavs, I believe, had 66 wins. What else? 49.1 field goal percentage, 38.3% three-point percentage, and 77.6 at the free throw line. Who could possibly forget the rebounds per game at 45.4 rebounds per game? What else is there? 28.1 assists per game, 8.2 steals per game, 4.3 blocks per game, and 9.5 plus minus in the positive, of course. Time to look at the final games, the final 3 games of the regular season. First things first, we're going to look at the Cavs against the Pacers, where it was a tough 2-point loss. In fact, the Cavs lost 2 games to the Pacers in their last 3 games altogether. But let's look at the first loss to the Pacers, where Ty Jerome had 24 points, DeAndre Hunter had 23 and 11 rebounds. Sam Merrill, who could possibly forget Sam Merrill, 15 points, 5 threes. And Tyrese Haliburton for the Pacers, 23 points, 10 assists, 8 rebounds, my goodness. Aaron Smith, 22 points. 4 Cavs players sat out, one of them being Donovan Mitchell. Of course, why risk Donovan Mitchell when you have the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference? I know that's not a good idea to shove him out there. But anyways, the Pacers secured the number 4 seed in the playoffs that night. And then this game you're looking at right here, Cavs next. It was a crazy 23-point comeback for the Cavs, where they won 108-102. We saw Darius Garland score 26 and assist 13. And Max Strus, 19 points, 5 threes. Donovan Mitchell again out. DeAndre Hunter again out. Or DeAndre Hunter out, actually. He wasn't out in the past game. Jalen Brunson, 27 points. Mikal Bridges, 17, 8 assists. Once again, Knicks had a 23-point lead at their peak. Could not close out. Each club 2 blocks in that game. And then the third and final game, Cavs against the Pacers, where the Cavs lost a double overtime barn burner, 126-118. Ain't nobody was starting for the Cavs that day that usually start, as we saw Jalen Tyson really do a dandy, 31 points. Tristan Thompson, 21 rebounds. That ain't shabby, folks. Looking at the starting lineups, a lot of guys didn't play. Dean Wade didn't play. Isaac Okoro. Jared Allen played 41 seconds so he could play his 82nd game of the season. So there was that. Amoni Bates, 25 points. That was for the good old Cavaliers. They were all off the bench. What else? We saw Quentin Jackson hang 21 for the Pacers. Enrique Freeman, a former Akron Zip. How about that? 8 points, 8 rebounds for Indiana. Cavs had a 27-point lead at one point, but it wasn't enough, unfortunately. But you know what? The game was meaningless, so there was that. But looking at everything, looking at the playoffs right now, who will the Cavs get? That question will be answered tonight with the winner of my... No, I think 2 nights from now, actually tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, we will learn who the Cavs play between the Heat or the Hawks. That should be entertaining to say the least. So who will win that one, I don't know. But what I do know is that the Heat have won the past 2 matchups this season. I'd just like to say the Southeast Division was pretty poor this season, which makes me really surprised because, my goodness, I mean, they're not really that good at teams, but still, I mean, look at this, folks. Division, if I go there, 41-41 was the best they had, the Orlando Magic. But anyways, enough on the NBA and the Cavs. We'll get to what the schedule looks like soon. We're going to talk about the Cleveland Guardians because they're doing a good job, including that dude right there, Kyle Manzardo. Did you folks know Kyle Manzardo leads the Guardians with 4 home runs and 11 RBIs on behalf of Jose Ramirez heading into yesterday's blowout loss. Unfortunately, we'll get to what happened during the blowout yesterday in a bit. Stephen Kwan, 333 average, leads the Guardians. He also leads the Guardians with 13 runs. Emmanuel Clase, despite the struggles, he leads the Guardians with 2 wins and 2 saves on behalf of Tim Herron for the win total with 2 wins. Ben Lively, 4.87 ERA, and Ben Lively leads Cleveland with 16 strikeouts. Anyways, folks, anyways, you gotta look at the series recaps. First, the Guardians and the Royals. But first, the video right there is, of course, the Guardians and the Orioles, where 2 days ago was Jackie Robinson Day. Obviously a great day, as everybody dons number 42 for baseball. Always great to see that. But anyways, Guardians against the Royals. The Guardians won it in 3 games, 2 games to 1. Gabriel Arias, 3-run bomb in Game 1. And Angel Martinez 3 for 3 in Game 1. And then to top it off, the next day, Mr. Arias had another home run in Game 2, and Angel Martinez 2 hits and 2 RBIs. In Game 3, the Guardians lost, but we saw one of the craziest Little League home runs I've ever seen. An inside the park home run by Daniel Schneemann off the left field wall. They struggled to get it in, couldn't get anything going. And Daniel Schneemann saw an inside the park home run, but it was not enough because Salvador Perez had a 2-run home run in Game 3, and Cleveland wound up losing that one in a tough 4-2 affair. And then this game right here, the Cleveland Guardians won it 6-3. You see Logan Allen pitching for the good old Guardians. And how long did he last? 5.2, gave up 2 hits. 2 walks and 6 strikeouts on 95. Charlie Morton, he's been struggling this season, that's for sure. He's 0 for 4, 8.84 ERA. Good Lord. But yeah, 5 innings, 5 runs given up, 7 hits for poor Charlie Morton. Obviously, the Guardians didn't care, as Stephen Kwan had a home run for Cleveland. 3 runs in that 3 runs in that 5th inning, I ought to say. And despite Baltimore making it interesting towards the end, Cleveland held on. Then there was the game last night, which was a disaster. 9-1, Jackson Holliday hit a grand slam. So there was that. Ramon Laureano, facing his former team, hit a home run. And Ryan O'Hearn hit a home run. So there was that. Gavin Williams, despite that grand slam, he did last to the 7th inning. That really does impress me, folks. He went 102 pitches, gave up 5 runs, 4 hits. But 2 hits were very costly. Of course, the Jackson Holliday grand slam, and of course, the Ramon Laureano home run. But otherwise, not too shabby. And then, of course, came the 8th inning where Tristan McKenzie got lit up like a Christmas tree out there. Tristan McKenzie, I don't know what happened to him. He was good a few years back, and now he's struggling to find his groove. I mean, 2022 had a 2.96 ERA in 30 games started. He did a dandy. I mean, his strikeout total was pretty impressive, 190. He was doing a good job. Now all of a sudden he can't find anything, and he's struggling in the bullpen. Well, I tell you, folks, today will be the Cleveland Guardians again against Baltimore, the 3rd and final game, where it will be Terrence Bybee rocking the mound for Cleveland, and of course, who's on the mound for those Orioles? It is the Japanese-born Tomoyuki Sugano. So we'll see who wins that. In fact, Sugano is a rookie. He is making his 4th game, I believe his 4th start out there. And then it is going to be, looking at the standings, the Cleveland Guardians are indeed in 2nd place, 9-8 on the way too early season. Way too early to overreact, folks. I'm just looking at everything. They're only half a game worse than Detroit. Detroit obviously going to be a big threat. Kansas City going to be a big threat. Kansas City 8-11, but the Guardians really doing a dandy against them. 4 for 6 against the Royals when it comes to beating them. But if the season were to end today, would the Guardians have a berth in the playoffs? Yes, they would. They would be tied for the 5th seed with the Los Angeles Angels. So actually, I think the 6th seed, considering the fact that the Angels beat the Guardians. But still, not that much crazy stuff going on unless you go out west in the National League, because everybody except the Colorado Rockies have double-digit wins. In fact, everybody except the Colorado Rockies have 4 wins or more. Oh boy, Colorado's on a 6-game losing streak. They're 3-15 on the season. That's pretty bad. The Colorado's not that good of a team, folks. But anyways, looking at everything out here, we will look at the schedule. Of course, the NBA playoff schedule for the Cleveland Cavaliers, if I can find it. It starts Easter Sunday where the Cavaliers will play. I don't know who they'll play yet because, of course, they're still waiting to see who wins on Friday night. And then it'll be Game 2, which will come Wednesday the 23rd. And then Saturday the 26th, the Cavs are on the road. Then on the 28th, my birthday, they will play Game 4. And if there's a Game 5, it will be on the 30th. Game 6 on May 2nd. And, oh boy, I hope there's no Game 7. That'd be nerve-wracking. But it would be Sunday, May 4th. I think the Cavs can do it against Miami or Atlanta. Trae Young's always tough, but Trae Young got ejected the other day, so there was that. But anyways, looking at a lot of things out there, let's look at days until August 22nd. 127 days till we're back and playing high school football. How exciting is that, folks? I think it's super exciting. I'd just like to say once the NBA season is over, we will dive into high school football predictions, because that's always fun. I know the Hornets will be spending our last season in the American Conference before we're off to the National Conference. Not just that, but of course, Talmadge, Cuyahoga Falls, and Roosevelt will be out of the league altogether. So there is that, starting in 2026 as well. So last season for them to make noise, last season for us to make noise in the American Conference. I mean, we've been making a lot of noise in the American Conference, but one more year left in the tank for that, so there is that. But anyways, I'm Tommy Maroon, thanking you for watching. This is WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television. Great place to be. So stick around for more good shows. We'll be back next week. So long.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.